Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where I have to apologize if this episode ends up being a little bit late. It's not really an excuse, but my phone alarm didn't go off because the battery died, and so I overslept and didn't get this recorded as quickly as I could. It still could theoretically be up in time. It ends up being entirely down to the resultant file size, which is kind of out of my control. So it may or may not be late, and if it is late, I apologize. But we do need to tick forward a little bit here and allow our repairs to finish up. Our stealth is done. All of our repairs are now done. Fantastic. Let's hop over to our barracks here and see if we've got any mech warrior training to do. Hello. Gunnery 7 on Plato? Yeah, we'll happily take that. Let's see. We can also grab Tactics 6 on Squire. That'll work. Fantastic. Okay, so our financial report is due in 2 days. This is a lowlands battle here. A single well-armed lance. We should be able to take a single well-armed lance. The salvage isn't fantastic. The pay is pretty high. 546 to 394. So it's about 150k for a priority salvage. I think we'll leave it here. The salvage is not great, and it never will be with this particular mission. The pay is where it's at with this mission, but more than that is the fact that it's only a single enemy lance. Okay, so I think we don't take Ulysses here. And instead we take Time Lord 88. Wonderful. Let's do this. So this is a battle in the lowlands. It is 1.5 skill in difficulty. We know that there is a single, well-armed enemy mercenary lance, so they'll be well-organized, well-trained. And we'll see what they've got. Hopefully not anything too much. That would be obnoxious. I mean, we're in a reasonably okay place right now, financially. And if we succeed this mission, we'll be in a quite good place financially. But for now, we need to destroy enemy units. We're trying to engage in long-term operations in this system, which runs counter to pirate interests. They've hired a well-regarded mercenary outfit to engage the Free Worlds League operatives on the planet's surface, and the mercenaries have sent a single well-armed lance. We'd like you to counter that lance by intercepting and destroying it. I don't like fighting other mercenaries, but that's the nature of the business. Ooh, they're close. Okay. We're facing professionals, so we should expect well-armed and disciplined opposition. We've picked up comm signals from this region, so that's where you should start looking. Keep them off balance, and be careful, Commander. Yeah, we've already got a contact. Oh, we have a friend, too. I didn't notice this land air mech as we dropped. Just the single land air mech? Actually, we've got a land air mech, and a second land air mech, and a panther. Or no, that's our panther. But we do have a light LRM carrier over here. Okay. What do we see up here? We see a wheeled assault gun. That is not a threat. I mean, it's a little bit of a threat. It's not a huge threat. Oh, this is an enemy, actually. This light LRM carrier is hostile to us. I did not realize that. Our melee hit odds are real low here. So we dropped, like, literally right on top of them. Interesting. We can actually melee this round, though. We could actually attack as well. If we went over here, would we brace? No, we're actually straight up in combat right now. Our hit odds are going to be obnoxiously low. Just because everything just dropped in, but that's fine. Streak SRMs did not fire. Okay. I'm not too concerned about that. We'll see what our land air mechs decide to do here. No damage. That's kind of expected for this first round, honestly. I'm willing to bet that these guys are going to go after the stealth. Yes. That autocannon hit. That's got infernos. Okay, good to know.
Is that it? I'm barely scratched.
That is a dragon. I wouldn't mind a dragon. Might use that to replace a Vulcan if we were able to capture it, which we absolutely can't because of our salvage here. We're going to go ahead and move our Vulcan over here. And since the dragon moved, our hit odds are probably going to be best on the dragon. Yeah, they are indeed. We'll see if we can narc it.
Here we go.
Did that get narked? No, it did not.
What do you need?
That's fine. We're going to cruise up over this direction with our Hunchy. I'd like to position in such a way where we are facing all of these like this. Okay. The dragon is the obvious choice to hit here again, because we're just so unlikely to hit everything else. Okay, land air mech moving now. In theory, anyway, once it figures out where it wants to jump to. Attacking the Hetzer again. That's questionable. Okay. The question now is, what is our range here? Okay. Not big enough on the Thumper to really do too much, and we're kind of facing an awkward direction. We're going to come around over this way into the cover, and we're just going to drop a Thumper on the dragon and see what we can do. Maybe we hit the rear? Not really. That wasn't very good. LRM carrier, minimum range attacking the Vulcan, 15 damage. We kind of don't care. Okay. That does mean that the Stalker might be able to do an optimal range attack. Yes. We can kill that light LRM carrier, no doubt. And we'll get to find out if there's something else out there, or if it's really just the dragon and two vehicles, which...
Firing on target.
Okay, that was not the best shot.
Losing lots of armor.
Yes, indeed you are. Luckily, the autocannon missed. Okay. Allied turn. So we'll see what one of these land air mechs wants to do. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, you attack that dragon. Wonderful.
Good to go.
We're going to take the stealth in over here.
Moving out.
And the stealth's job is to finish off this light LRM carrier. It's already mega softened up.
All weapons are go. When I shoot you, you'll take
Wow, it didn't die.
Take it.
I'm actually shocked. That was a terrible damage spread. Okay. Land air mech should go after it and finish it off. But it didn't. It went after the Hetzer instead, which, I mean, now that the Hetzer has moved, it's not the worst thing, I suppose. We're just going to drop our Vulcan here and finish it off. We're not going to fire the Narc Beacon.
Firing on target.
There we go. So there is something else out there. There it is. It's a rifleman. That's another mech that I wouldn't mind having. We're not going to get it, but I wouldn't mind having it. So the question is, do we drop the Thumper on the Hetzer? That's an AC-20. I feel like we do.
I bet you're gonna like this.
Okay, how did that soften it up? On the right flank. And there is AC-20 ammo there. Fascinating.
Standing by.
We're going to move in with the Stalker. Can't quite get into optimal range on the Hetzer, but that should be fine. Okay, it's currently panicked. It missed the AC-20. That is, of course,
I'm here.
very important to us. That would be 2 evasive pips, but not in cover. I'd rather be in cover with 1 evasive pip, I think. And finish off the Hetzer. Or, I suppose, miss basically everything. Okay. AC-20 ammo explosion. That did the trick. Okay. Dragon moves in, fires on the land air mech. That did 45 damage previously, so that's what, an AC-10 in the Dragon, I think?
Waiting for orders.
We're going to cruise up with our Vulcan. Of course, we're not quite able to get behind him, but we can rear arc attack the Dragon. And I do want to narc him if possible. We did narc him. Fantastic. That'll help with the land air mechs as well as our Stalker. Pretty dramatically. I mean, I guess I could jump into minimum range, but I'm not sure why they'd want to. Yeah, this would be side arc. We'll take a side arc attack. Okay. The Dragon is getting pretty beat up on this arc. The land air mech is going to attack that same arc. I'm fine with this. The Dragon made an interesting choice there. I'm not going to say it was a bad choice, per se, because he's facing this direction. Just an interesting one.
I will be done.
We're going to move up over this direction. He is narked, so that will help our hit odds tremendously. This is going to melt a lot of armor.
Loaded.
Excellent.
Solid connection on that one.
Okay, at this point, I kind of want to be utilizing the Thumper to weaken the Rifleman. 493 out of 736. What? Yet these are all full. I'm confused. Regardless, we're going to drop an artillery on him. That was a good armor strip, actually. Okay, so he has moved. We're going to close in with our Hunchy here.
Copy that.
This is a frontal attack. And I didn't check that overheat. How overheated are we? Not very. That should be a safe overheat. Okay. We're going to jump back into this arc. And we are now exposed to fire from the Rifleman, which is why I'm saying that this wasn't necessarily the worst move. Okay, that was an AC-5. Ammo explosion.
Tango down.
And that is a dead Rifleman. Okay. All that's left... Or not the Rifleman. The Rifleman is not dead. A dead Dragon. All that's left is this Rifleman. And he's facing that direction. Interesting choice. But we'll see what he decides to do here. That was a straight-up rear attack. He doesn't move for another quite a few rounds. We're just going to dive into cover here.
All right, full speed.
And sink some heat.
I hear ya.
And then the stealth is going to sprint its way up over here. We can't get anywhere to actually attack it yet, though.
I'm your spaniel.
The Stalker is going to make its way over here. This is going to be hitting in the side arc.
Target confirmed.
Okay. The Rifleman made another very interesting choice.
Receiving you.
Now, I actually want to attack ground with the Thumper right behind him. I want to make sure that it drops in, like, right here, ideally. So that we hit some internal damage here.
Locking in all weapon systems.
I'm not sure if that was a success. No, we did not actually hit behind him. That's unfortunate. But we did strip off more armor, which I guess is fine. Land air mech jumps. and does no damage. Okay.
Yes, boss.
We're going to cruise our Vulcan in over this direction. Can we get rear arc? It looks like we can't. So side arc is the best we can do.
Just running.
That's fine.
Affirmative.
We did narc him. Which I actually didn't expect to narc.
What can I do
Sounds
for
good.
ya?
Once again, side arc is the best we can do with our stealth. I am going to vigilance our stealth. We've taken some damage.
This is good.
We'll see what this guy does. Okay, he's the laser boat variant of a rifleman. Gotcha. Dual large lasers.
Yeah.
Just drop a thumper on him.
Target is for an alpha strike.
Very nice. Okay, we will see what our land air mechs decide to do here. Jump behind. 5 internal damage. Okay. Sure,
Orders.
we'll take that. I'd like to get somewhere like this. This is the correct location.
Got it, Commander.
And that is one dead rifleman. A primitive engine, huh? Okay, well,
Successful.
let's see what we can possibly get out of salvage here. We took very little damage, so I mean, overall this was a very, very good mission for us. I just wish we had better salvage, but we never had good salvage. The best we could get was 317, right? I mean, we could grab a rifleman part. This is a rifleman 1N, which only has those energy weapon hardpoints. I think I'd rather take the dragon part if we're going to take a part. Engine core 140 are the best engine cores. Maybe we should take a federated AC-20 instead? No, I think we take the dragon part. And see what else we get. We can get rid of that internal combustion engine. We can get rid of that FCS since they're basic. Okay. Well, that seems to be what that mission ended up being. It was short and sweet, which is fine. How much is it going to cost us to repair? We took no internal damage, only armor damage, so it shouldn't take much at all, but it's probably going to put us over the month tick. Unless I miss my bet. 3 days. Month tick is in 2 days. Actually, this is not going to take 3 days. This is going to take 2 days. Which is still going to be on the financial report. Okay. Well, let's just go ahead and tick forward. Medical research opportunity, huh? Okay. We'll send Coach for a week. +1 medical point boost for 14 days. Sure. We don't really care too much about medical points right now. Coach will be back in 7 days. That's fine. So here's our financial report.
Ready to go over financials whenever you are.
Okay. RIP 800k. That's fine. So, we have some mech warriors that are not ready to go, and realistically, do we have enough to deploy? No, we don't because of fatigue. We should tick forward another 3 days. 2, 1, there we go. Now we could deploy again. Let's hop into the mech bay, make sure everything is good to go. It is indeed. Let's hop into engineering. How much is the cheapest upgrade that we can get? 720k, 600k, 200k for engine repairs, increasing the drop weight limit by 50 tons. That might be something we want to do. It's nice and cheap.
Roger that, Commander.
I mean, we're not going to utilize it immediately, but we'll utilize it soon enough. So we'll get that started, and then we're going to need to head out again. But it is a little late in the episode to deploy. I realize this is a short episode, but that does give us a better chance of being uploaded in time. So I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode, we're going to see what new adventures await us with the newly regenerated contracts. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.